spirit for the Lord, I can't turn down. Talking too much, bruh, it's time for you to learn now.
So what they hearing, get offended, get now.
Do you know who you are according to the Bible?
A part of the human race.
A part of the human race. Why would you say that? Do they, let's go to Luke 1 and verse 72 again. Now you say you're part of the human race, right?
Part of humanity.
I agree, right? We're all part of humanity, right? So are ducks and turtles and chickens, right? If you look up the word human, it's like a plethora. I got you. You're part of this planet. I'm with you, right? But is everybody treated the same way on this planet?
Bring it out.
No.
Bring it out.
Who's treated differently?
Bring it out.
Who's treated differently? So we all part of the human race. I roll with you. But are we all treated the same?
Bring it out.
Who's treated differently? Who's treated better and who's treated worse?
The wealthy people and the people.
The wealthy people and the poor people. Okay,
That's
so
right.
let's go to read the scripture right quick. Watch this.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 71.
Bring it out.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
Now God said we have to be saved from our enemies.
Bring it out.
Now you said it's a difference between the wealthy and the poor. Okay, I'm with you. Now the majority of the wealthy is who though? What does it mean to be wealthy? What would be wealthy to you?
Someone that's very hardworking and is productive every day and has a nice.
But wealth is equal to financial benefit, right?
Yeah.
So what would put you in the wealth bracket? What number do you have to hit to be in the wealth bracket?
About $50 million.
About $50 million. How many black people have $50 million?
Bring it out.
How many black people have a balance in their checking account of 0?
Bring it out.
How many black people
That's right.
owe more money than they have?
Bring it
A
out.
lot of college people, a lot of people that go to.
How many? Yes, exactly. A lot of college people, exactly. Who has trust funds set up to go to college and who doesn't? Black men drop out of college with college debt at a 67% rate compared to anybody else. Black men are the worst because we can't. The system was designed for us to fail. The wealth was designed for us not to get any. And like we was reading before, God said we have to be delivered from our enemies. Like I was saying, we are in war right now. There's a financial war going on against the black man. In order to receive welfare, what did the black woman have to do?
Bring it out.
Remove the black man out of the house. There's a financial war. In order for a woman to receive WIC, what must she do with a black man? Remove him out the house. There's a financial war going on against us as black people. You got to understand that. In order to say it's a wealth gap, I'm with you. But the people that are poor in comparison to the people that's rich is the black and Hispanic man. Read that scripture. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 44. He shall lend to thee.
He shall what?
He shall lend to thee.
How many black-owned banks are there?
Bring it out.
That's a good one.
That's a good question. Have you ever heard of Freedman's
I
Bank?
understand that. I guess back in the day we used to.
We had one back in the day when we came out of slavery. It's called Freedman's Bank. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't. But
Yeah, it was in such financial ruin. They set Frederick Douglass up as the CEO, and he had to input his own money in order to keep the bank afloat. Then the government came in, shut down the bank, took all the money out. They said that bank, I believe today, with just the financial investments that was in there back then during the time of Frederick Douglass, I think it would have been a cumulative of about $80 million. I had to get the books to verify that, but it was somewhere in that range. We had that much money in the bank back then, and the government came in and shut it down. We had our own banks. Frederick Douglass was the CEO of Freedman Bank. Look it up. Read that scripture again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
He shall lend to you. What's the benefit of them lending to us?
what's the benefit?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's when all equality comes into play again. They don't want us to be equal because it's just an imbalance.
Okay, so if I lend you money, what happens if I lend you money?
What happens if you lend me money?
What do I get for lending you money? What's it called?
Something in interest.
Ah, there you go. So they not only do they have the money, now they lend the money, so they make money off the money that they give you to make money off of.
That's how the wealthy stay wealthy.
There you go. That's how the Caucasian man stays wealthy. That's how the Chinese man stays wealthy. That's how the Arab man stays wealthy. Because they all have their own banks, but there's no black banks. You just said it out your own mouth. There are no black banks. You can go over to Little Italy, there are Italian banks. You can go over to Chinatown, there are Chinese banks. You can go over to, what's that, over there about for Black Mountain Road, where the East Indians are. They have their own banks. They lend to each other, but we have to borrow from everybody else. Why is that? Because God said if we don't keep his commandments, we gonna be cursed. Let me get Psalms, I believe it's 82 or 83. You know the one I'm talking about? Because God, we're going to get out the Bible. Do you believe in the Bible, Jay?
I believe,
I'm asking you. Do you believe in the Bible? It's just a yes or no question.
there's truth to it.
There's truth to it? Okay, I'm going to give you some more truth. Come on, give me the ones with the nations.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
So he said, God said the nations have consulted together with one consent. What was their consent? Come on.
They are confederate against thee.
They are what?
They are confederate against thee.
Now God said that the nations are confederate against the black man. If you look up the word nigga, it's in every language. If you go to China, they call you a nigga. If you go to Italy, they call you a nigga. Why is the whole all nations of the world confederate against you? Because you are the gods of this earth. Because if you turn to keeping the commandments of God, you will own banks. You'll get your rightful place. But if you don't, you will die in sin. That's what we're trying to get you to see. The effect of us breaking God's laws is, guess what? We don't own nothing. We don't own our own banks. We don't own nothing in our communities. Nothing at all.
Neither do all the wealthy. They don't own their houses or any of that shit.
What do you mean they don't own their houses?
They still pay taxes and stuff on all that stuff.
They pay taxes to who?
No, to the government.
But who's in the government?
Senators.
They cousins. They people is in the government. The money just recycling. Don't make it like, oh, the people in the government is not their people. Those are their people. The Caucasian man, when they came here to set up America, they set it up by white people, for white people, to help build white people. And the blacks was designed to be the burden bearers of this nation. We are the lubrication of this economic system. They pull all the money out of our system and give it into theirs. You ever heard of Black Wall Street? Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Tell you.
What about it?
Well, I guess there used to be something called it. Like
Yeah, it used to be Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. What happened to it? It got burned down just magically, like the fire just came and just out of nowhere. Where did the fire come from? How did it get burned down?
Those people and stuff.
Who? What happened?
They came and burned it.
Who is they? Who is they? See, us as black men, we refuse to say who done it. Say who done it. You came over here, we all a human race, but you can clearly see God said somebody done some stuff to us. And you won't say who done it. Who burned the houses and killed the kids and raped the mothers in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Who did it? You don't want to say it? Let's read it. We'll read it out the Bible. Come on.
Verse 6. Yeah. The tabernacles of Edom.
The who?
The tabernacles of Edom.
See, what they have convinced you is that they're white people. But the Bible says they are Edomites. The Bible said that the Edomites hate you. The Bible said that the Edomites have continued to rape, rob, and murder your people, even to this present day. What we see as COVID is a biological attack on the black man. What we seen when we saw the crack epidemic was a chemical attack on the black man and the black community. That's what we have seen. And what we continue to see this today. They got what they call the school to prison pipeline, where our people go to school in these communities, and the schools are all ran down. But you go to La Jolla, you go to Coronado, you go to the Crosbys. You see what I'm saying? Are the schools different? Are the schools way different? Why? If we all the same, why does the funding seem to go make sure they have good educators in place to make sure they can get ahead, and we don't?
It's an affluent town, and it's different. What
makes it affluent, though? This is the thing. You got to say it. You refuse to say that God said your enemies are doing these things to destroy you. You got to be willing to accept it, Jay. Watch this.
the Tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab.
The Ishmaelites are the Arabs. You know the Arabs had us in slavery for 600 years? You know that? What was it called? The sub-Saharan slave trade. Before we went into the transatlantic slave trade, we were in the sub-Saharan slave trade to the Arabs. Read that again.
And the Ishmaelites of Moab.
And the Moabites, that's the so-called Chinese. They had us in slavery too. Come on.
And the Hagarenes.
So who do you think built the Great Wall of China? You think Chinese people could...
Do you know who built Coronado? Our Chinese people.
Okay. Well, that, again, sure. The point is what? What is the point? Did they get paid for that or did they do it for free? Did they get paid for that or did they do it for free?
Who knows?
They didn't. They got paid for it. You know what I'm saying? That's a difference. We worked in slavery for 400 years for free. That's a completely different thing than them building Coronado Island and getting paid to set that up. That's a whole different thing. Come on.
And the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon.
All these nations put us in slavery. In order to be saved, what was we be saved from? Do you want to be saved?
Do I want to be saved?
Yeah. Do you believe that Christ is going to come and he's going to, what they call it, the rapture? Do you believe that's going to happen?
What if he already has?
He hasn't, because we're still here. Let's go to Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. He hasn't come yet.
Let me ask you this.
What's up, Jay?
Do you feel like white people could be inferior of us? That's why they treat us the way they treat us?
I don't have any feelings, right? I believe what the Bible says. Now let's see what the Bible says, right? Let's go to Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. I don't have any feelings. I've read the word, I've researched the word, I've verified and validated the word. These things in this Bible are true. It's prophecies, it's things that have happened that was written hundreds of thousands of years before they came to pass. Right? Moses wrote about the Israelites going to slavery on slave ships thousands of years before it happened. So we know that the Bible is a valid book. So I don't have to have any feelings. I just look at the Bible and see what it says. Watch this.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are inside of, this was Rebekah's womb, right? Come on.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 manner of people, meaning 2 different groups. They gonna come out of their mom's womb, but they look completely opposite.
Right.
Come on.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
The one people is stronger than the other. Come on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
He said the elder shall serve the younger.
Right.
So meaning that the elder child was of less strength than the younger child. Right. Now let's see who the elder child was and who the younger child was. Come on. So if it's twins in her womb, which one would be the oldest? How do you determine which one's the oldest?
Whatever one came out first.
Where you go? Whichever one came out first. They didn't come out simultaneously. They came out one by one. So let's see which child came out first, and that's how we can identify who's stronger or who's weaker. Come on.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red.
First came out how?
Red.
So when you see the Caucasian man today, guess what he is? He's not white. He's red. He said the first came out red. Come on.
All over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
And Esau, they called his name Esau. Esau is the father of all Edomites. So according to the Bible, the brother of Jacob, which is who we are, right? The 12 tribes of Israel, Jacob, is Esau. Those are our brothers. And how to say this? They're the brothers that hate us, right? They hate our guts. But back here, we came out of the same womb. God created 2 nations all the way back here. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense? Let's go to Romans chapter 9, verse 13 again. Because we're looking at Edom, right? Or Esau is what his initial name was. His name, as it grew into a nation, they were called the Edomites. Just like we were called Jacob, and as we grew into a nation, we were called the Israelites. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So regardless of where we at in physical strength, God said that he loves Jacob, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. And how does he feel about the nation that is the so-called white man? How does he feel about it?
You tell me.
I'm not going to tell you nothing. I'm just going to read the scripture. Read it again.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 13.
Yes.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved,
That's us.
but
Esau, the so-called Edomite nation, come on.
have I hated.
Now, what did God say? How did he say he feel about the other nations? He said he hated them. Why would he hate them? You think God is okay with them enslaving a group of people for hundreds of years? You think God is okay with that?
Bring it up.
No, he's not okay with that. How does God feel about that? According to the Bible, he hates it. He hates it. Now, are we all the same? According to the Bible, Jay, are we all the same? Because that's what you said when you came up. You said we all part of the human race.
I said I'm a part of humanity.
I agree. But are the black man and the Caucasian man equal? According to God.
South America.
No, right. That's what the Bible say. Yeah, and again, you don't have to hold your tongue. If you don't believe the Bible, you don't believe the Bible, right? That's on you. But if you do believe the Bible, we got to be able to say, you know what? That's what it said. That's what it is. Let's get one more thing. I want to get one more thing for you, Jay. I'll let you go. You got to go? Okay, I want to get you one more thing. Let's get Revelations chapter 1. Because again, we're talking about the effects of hatred, right? If you hate somebody, right, and they have an inheritance, what would you do in order to get that inheritance? You would lie, steal, rob, cheat, do everything you can to get that inheritance. That's what they did with the image of Christ. That's what they did. They robbed, steal, murdered, and rewrote the image of Christ to make us think that Christ is a Caucasian man. Let's get it out the Bible and see what he looked like. Watch this.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So when we see the form of Jesus Christ in Christianity today, does he have white woolly hair? He does? White hair. You've seen Jesus Christ with white hair. What color is it? What color is his hair normally? Brownish blonde or something, right? But the Bible said his hair was white. What is that called? That's a lie. They hate us.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Now it says his eyes were of a flame of fire. When you see the Christian image of Christ today, what color are his eyes? They blue. That's the opposite. Everything that the Bible says, they do the opposite. Come on.
Verse 15.
Did we paint that image of Christ being a white man? Who painted that? We didn't paint it. We was in slavery. Where did that come from? They did that. They did that in order to make us believe that we aren't the people of the Bible. They did that in order to make us believe we weren't the Israelites. Come on.
Verse 15. And his feet.
And his feet, Jay. Come on.
Like unto fine brass.
What color is brass, Jay? It's brown, right? So Christ is a brown man. Hold on, let's read on.
As if they burned in a furnace.
Now, if you take something that's brown and you burn it, what color does it turn?
Charcoal.
It turned black as hell, right? So Christ was a dark-skinned brother. Christ was a black man with woolly hair. That's what he was. He was not a Caucasian man with blue eyes. But again, these are the things that you got to be able to say, you know what? I'm saying we're part of the human race, which is normal, right? But the effects of what they have done to us continue to keep us in this perpetual cycle of slavery. It continues to keep us in the perpetual cycle of being the first hired, last fired. Or I'm saying it wrong. But
because humans are naturally greedy and they just want everything for themselves.
No, Jay. Humans are not naturally greedy. The Caucasian man is naturally greedy. I share with my brothers. You share with your brothers. That's not what we do. Now, I can say it because we care about our people. That's why we always out marching for each other and stuff like that. Because we care about our people. That's not true, Jay. We are not the same. We're not all naturally greedy. The white man is naturally greedy. The white man naturally comes in and sucks all the resources out of the community. That's what they do. We wouldn't do that. We continue to try to go and help people and say we all one in Jesus. And the Bible says we not.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.